Ladies and gentlemen, one of the highlights, there are a few highlights in our evening tonight. One of the highlights would be our next speaker. Our next speaker, as you heard earlier, has been a Toastmaster all her life. So she's got something to live up to. She can't just be ordinary and achieve what normal, trying to work it out, maybe 24-year-olds would achieve. She's done it all. Modeling, being a guest speaker, she's had appearances on TV, and she's done TV and radio presentations, she's done pageant judging, she's been on magazine covers, she's done a huge amount. But I think the most important thing is perhaps just Nicole's journey. A few points. Completed a television and radio presentation diploma at Damlin in 2008 and obtained the top student award. She joined a national radio station, Jacaranda 94.2, in November 2008 and performed as the young apprentice. She was the real skivvy running around and learned everything. She performed the responsibility role of activity manager for the Just Plain Media Company and was scouted in July 2009 and asked to enter the Miss South Africa pageant. What impressed me though was somebody who takes a talent that they have and for which they become famous and then says, okay, that's fine, but I'll just quietly polish my other skills. So she's not relying just on what she looks like, but she's relying on other things and improving herself along the way in many, many areas. And so that makes her special. To us, she's special anyway. Our first guest speaker this evening, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the lectern our own Nicole Flint.
Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, guten Abend, Herr Mosny. Because I heard, that was pretty good, right? So I heard in these four walls, I tried, and I hopefully succeeded. I too have to respond to the competent Toastmasters here this evening. I have been a Toastmaster all my life, since the day I was born actually. My dad was at a conference when I was born. And some of the men that were there that night are here this evening. And that's why I can say thank you, Uncle Rob. It gives me great pleasure to be back once again at a Toastmasters function, or a Forum Toastmasters function, a ladies function. Yay. When my old man asked me to address at a forum meeting again, the subject matter became a bit of a problem for me because I've done it a few times, so I didn't really know what to speak about. And after some deliberation, I thought I'd share some insights as to where I've been and what I've been up to this year. So I've simply named it The Year That Was. I experienced many demanding situations throughout the year, as many of us do. And speaking at a Forum Toastmasters meeting always ranks most of the stressful, one of the most stressful. We successfully completed the opening of an online radio station in the beginning of the year, Balls Visual Radio, with Darren Scott and his team. And unfortunately I had to resign due to too many things on my calendar, let's just put it that way. And I'll be going back in more of a charity point of view next year. And I think after that I just decided I need to complete one of my challenges on my bucket list. Most of us have bucket lists. And I decided to challenge the first one. And I think I was positive that I was going to do this, but I knew it was going to be one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my whole life. I decided to summit Mount Kilimanjaro. And when I told people this, they thought, yeah, like you. So I said, yes, I'm going to buy hiking boots and I'm going to climb this mountain. And I did. And I think we decided to do it in June, which, now that I look back on it, was probably one of the worst months to climb Kilimanjaro because it's rainy season and it's one of the coldest. And it's probably, as I said, one of the hardest things I've ever had to tackle. We had to first get a sponsor in, about 40,000 Rand sponsor, and that's only to get up the mountain. Then you've still got to get your gear, which cost another 80,000. So thanks to the fundraising that paid that off. So a 7-day excursion, we were told it was going to be. Challenges of a rainforest, and it's aptly named a rainforest because the first 2 days, it never stops raining. Humid weather to dry, freezing temperatures, and tackling ablution, I'll say issues on the mountain were put to the test. I remember one evening on the last night on the mountain, your guide wakes you up at 12 a.m. in the morning and says, right, let's go. We're going up this mountain and you've actually got to get into your gear at 12 o'clock and start climbing. Halfway up the snow starts and I need the toilet. Perfect timing, I turn around to my guide and as it's referred to in Tanzania, I needed the choo. Right, so, honest, I need the choo. So he says, well, Nicole, we'll just carry on hiking. We'll wait for you sort of 10 meters on, and you can go to the choo. And I thought, sorry, where? Now, there'd been long drops and everything on the way up, so at this point, there are no long drops. There's snow. And 4 layers of pants.
Sure.
And for a lady, yeah, let your imagination do the thing. So, but my greatest achievement was eventually summiting at around 10 a.m. that morning, having left in the dark at 12 a.m. and what took 5 days to reach 5,895 meters took 24 hours to get home. And craving Coke. That's all I was craving because there are no luxuries on Mount Kilimanjaro. Coke is a luxury. Soon after Kili, I received a phone call from Supersport to sort of be one of their hosts in London during the London Olympics 2012. And it was an exhilarating experience to say the least. The highlight for me was to meet and interview Dame Kelly Holmes as well as Carl Lewis, legendary athletes, and getting to know the Supersport personalities. Amongst them was Neil Andrews, which is a true professional. A month of absolute joy and excitement in what was the UK, for the UK, wonderful weather. I actually got a tan in the UK, which not a lot of people can say. And right at the end, we had to do a Fuller's Brewery insert. Now I thought, well, my dad would love this one, so I'm going to do it and think of him all the time. And we went through the brewery and we found out how beer was brewed. Fabulous hops, malts, whatever, barley. I remember it all. Right at the end, we do beer tasting. And you line up and there's about 7 glasses of beer. So ladies and gentlemen, this is not like wine tasting, where you get 1 or 2 sips of wine. You get a pint of 7 beers in front of you. And I thought, oh God, I don't know if I can do this. Anyway, I started and I asked them for a bucket to throw the rest out, of course, because I could not drink all of this beer. And upon leaving the brewery, I wanted to phone my dad and say, first and last time that I will ever taste beer. And the English drink their beer warm, just by the way. So it was even worse. When I returned from London, it was actually before, I got a phone call from Mnet, and they asked me to take part in a soapie known as The Wild on Mnet. My dad enjoyed the brief. It was a 24-year-old Lily Bingham who goes to Dinner Lady Game Lodge and for a few days and is sent by her rich father after a nasty breakup. I said the same thing. I said, oh, that's interesting, Dad. So I said, this is interesting. Anyway, the task was to accompany a game ranger who saved my life from a lion. And yes, I fell to his arms and he kissed me. Well, and I kissed him, or not really, yeah, anyway. And yes, it is like in the movies. We had to do it about 3 or 4 times just to get it right. Luckily, he was handsome. I won't tell you that there is some truth in the rumor that a soapie within a soapie is possible. I felt like a Hollywood star on the set. It was a great production and the people were just fabulous, and I think I just set my sort of dreams high and goals higher, and definitely going to Hollywood one day. To cap an eventful year, ladies and gentlemen, I was talked into riding the 94.7, perhaps some of you had done it. I had no time to train, and luckily I was sponsored a bicycle the week before. So, as I am Nicole Flint, I got onto the bicycle and I finished it in 5 hours. I rode it for cancer, so it was hot and it was draining, but I just carried on. And another sponsor, by the way, was the Pro Shop, who sponsored me a set of golf clubs because my dad and my brother are always, on about playing golf, and why can't the girls too? So near the end of the year, I was asked again by Super Sports to host Monday Night Football, which is on a Monday night on Super Sports, and that's to be a social media analyst. And my dad was kind of like, what is that? So in layman terms, it's a presenter on Monday Night Football. So I won't go into the Twitter and the Facebook because he won't understand. So, ladies and gentlemen, the year that was included many other activities. But I'm sure we all agree that I'm deserving of a holiday break, as we mentioned. All of us are going on holiday soon. I trust the update to my special Toastmasters home was of interest. And my wish is for a wonderful new year and happy holidays to you all. And as I conclude this summary of the year that was, I'm reminded of the quote by an extreme athlete, Lewis Pugh, who said, "There is nothing more powerful than the made-up mind." Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Toastmaster.